I can't see everybody in case that matters.
I don't think it does. Does it matter?
Oh, there we go.
This is the script for remotely conducted and hybrid open meetings as of April 26th, 2023. We are using Zoom for this meeting. Zoom has the capability to allow the public to participate in the meeting as an attendee. The chair can request that members of the public provide their names for purposes of keeping accurate minutes of the meeting. Attendees must register to participate. This registration link is unique to this meeting. The registration link can be found in the description of the Nantucket Government TV YouTube feed, live feed for this meeting. Attendees will join in listening mode. They can click the raise hand button if they wish to speak. The chair will call on those who have raised their hands in the order they were raised to the best of their ability. All questions should be directed through the chair. As a preliminary matter, my name is Susan McCarthy and I serve as chair of the Board of Appeals. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Lisa Botticelli.
Here.
Elisa Allen.
Here.
John Brescher.
Here.
Mark Poor.
Here.
Joe Marklinger. And Michael O'Mara. Okay. Okay. And Jim Mondani, I don't think he's here yet, if he's here. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Nikki Sheriff. Here. William Saad.
Here.
And that's it. Do we have any anticipated speakers on Zoom?
Not at this time.
Okay. Good afternoon. This open meeting of the Town of Nantucket Board of Appeals is being conducted remotely pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will feature public comment. For this meeting, the Board of Appeals is convening in person and by video conference via the Zoom app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note the meeting is being recorded. Some attendees are participating by video conference. Be aware that other attendees and viewers may be able to see you. Do not screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. The chair will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until I yield the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in a conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. After members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to those members of the public that have joined the meeting via Zoom or in the audience. Members of the public who wish to speak must state their names and be acknowledged by and speak through the chair. Each vote in this meeting will be conducted via roll call vote. Oh. Do you have a copy of the agenda? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'll call to order the regularly scheduled September 14th, 2023 Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. First, I just want to make sure I have the data. Okay. Would someone approve the agenda as drafted?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, that motion has been made and seconded. I will go down roll call to approve. Myself, I. John Brescher.
Aye.
Joe Marklinger.
Aye.
Elisa Allen.
Aye.
And Michael O'Mara.
Madam Chair.
Yeah. Oh, Michael's not on.
I have Michael on my cell
Oh, okay.
phone.
Don't worry about it.
He's having trouble getting on
Okay.
Zoom.
Okay. Lisa Botticelli.
Aye.
Okay, so that the agenda is approved. For approval of the minutes, I'm going to punt this over to next month just because just the way everybody's on Zoom and phones and everything, we'll deal with that next month. If that's okay. Okay. All right, so let's move on to old business. The first item item for old business is application 37-21, which is 8 Bank Street. The action deadline on this was June 22nd, 2023. They had filed an extension. At this point, the applicant we have an update. We were thinking we were going to be approving or denying a decision, but
Yeah, so that's my fault. The action deadline was extended to the end of September.
that's what I thought. Okay.
But this morning, well, within the last hour, the applicant did request to withdraw again with changes to the scope of the project.
Okay. And I understand that the applicant submitted a form for the withdrawal and signed a statement saying that the project will, as it is coming back to us in November, will have no changes to the basement or no additions to the basement, no changes to a foundation, and will focus solely on the area of the project that triggered the review in the first place.
Correct. It says to reapply with no basement, no change to the foundation, and the relief request will be limited to only the corner change that triggers review.
Okay. If no member has any questions or comments on this, I would suggest that we entertain a motion to allow the withdrawal without prejudice. Was there?
I'll make that motion.
Was that?
Lisa, yeah, I'll make that motion. Can I make a motion as an alternate?
Was that, sorry, yeah, because you sat on this one, Lisa. Just hold
Okay.
on. The public hearing is closed on this one, so.
Second,
Okay, so Lisa made the motion, Elisa seconded. So I will do a roll call vote. So Lisa,
Aye.
Elisa,
aye.
Jim's not here. Okay. And Michael. And yeah.
Michael, did you hear all of that?
No, I didn't hear anything.
So the applicant has made a request to withdraw without prejudice, changing the scope of the project, and has signed a statement that the application, they'll reapply. There will be no change to the foundation, no basement request, and it will be limited to the change in structure is limited to the
Okay.
area that triggered review.
The motion been made?
The motion's been made and seconded. Elisa and Elisa have voted aye, and we were just looking for your.
I will vote aye.
Okay. And I will vote aye as well. So that's 4 ayes. Is that enough to get us there without Jim? Okay.
Three would have been necessary
Great.
to grant a withdrawal.
Okay, great. Okay. So then we will. Thank you, Michael. I think so, yes. Okay, so 3721 is withdrawn without prejudice, and we will see a new project sometime in the future. Okay, moving on to 922, which is 50 Weweeder. That application has requested to continue to October 12th, 2023. Sitting on that is myself, Elisa, Michael, it was Jeff there, and Mark Poor. Would someone make the motion to grant, and we also actually will do this one as well. There's also a motion to request a continuance on 20-22 for 29 Monomoy Road Nominee Trust to October 12th as well. So would someone make the motion for that continuance? Both of those?
I'll make that motion for both.
Okay, so Elisa makes the motion. Would someone, I'll second it. So I'll do roll call vote. Elisa,
Aye.
myself, I, John,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
okay, and Lisa.
Aye.
Okay, so those are continued to October. All right, let's see. So moving on to new business, we have 10-22 for Washington Avenue. This one requests to withdraw without prejudice. They are still in process with the HDC. And their action deadline is the end of this month, so they're going to get through HDC and then come back to us. They'll reapply. So would someone make a motion to for a withdrawal without prejudice for this application?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, so John makes the application. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Joe seconds. Okay, so when I call your name, please respond. So John,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
myself, I, Elisa,
Aye.
and Lisa.
Aye.
Okay, so that passes. That's withdrawn without prejudice. And so next we're moving on to 11-23, which is 13 Swain Nominee Trust, 13 Swain Street, and Attorney Brian Swain is representing, and that's starts on page 31 of your packet. You
Hi.
have the floor.
If there's ever an application with my name all over it, it's this one. For the record, Brian Swain, attorney for the applicant. We're here seeking two forms of relief. One's a special permit to alter a pre-existing non-conforming structure. The other is a variance in connection with that work. This property is located at 13 Swain in Brant Point. And the dwelling on the property is about 3 or 4 feet above sea level. This locality has a flood zone level that's 7 feet. Therefore, the property itself is below the flood zone level. We're here to raise the structure up. That's the need for the pre-existing non-conforming special permit to alter it about 5 feet. It is a validly protected pre-existing non-conforming structure. The non-conformity is applicable to this particular application are the rear setback, which actually is 0.3 feet encroaching onto the abutter's lot, and the westerly side yard setback, which is 0.9 feet. While raising it up, the applicant would like to remedy the encroachment, move it back onto its own lot. It would go from 0.3 feet on the neighbor's lot to 0.7 feet away from its lot line. And also would move it slightly easterly, and it would decrease the westerly side yard setback intrusion from 0.7 feet to 1.7 feet. So those are both net improvements. And this is the time to do it when it's being raised. Related to it, as it's going up 5 feet, the applicant has to build stairs that can go from the ground up to the newly raised 5-foot elevation for egress and reach the threshold. And these stairs have to be building code compliant in accordance with modern building code. The stairs on the westerly side will comply with the zoning regulations. However, the stairs on the southerly side yard will not. The bylaw does have an exception for stairs that is built into the definition of a structure that provides that stairs that are greater than 3 feet into the setback, or less than 3 feet into the setback, and 20 square feet or less of it are in the setback, that doesn't constitute a zoning infraction. This particular staircase is going to have 33 square feet of area in it, and it's proposed to be 1.7 feet from the lot line. So from what's allowed under the exception, we're talking about an area of 13 square feet and 16 inches. And that's the need for the variance. In this proposal, I believe, does meet the standard of the variance. It's needed to the unique shape of the pre-existing non-conforming lot. The soil conditions and the topography of the lot require it to be raised to be flood zone compliant. And this particular relief can be granted without substantial detriment to the public good. It's going to sit on flood zone compliant pilings. There's not going to be a foundation under it. The applicant also owns the abutting lot. Therefore, he can store any construction material or debris on the abutting lot. All tools and materials and debris will be brought on and off the lot by hand. So it's going to be minimally disruptive to the neighborhood. And again, the overall scope of this project is to raise the building up and make it flood zone compliant. There's no additional ground cover. It's been approved by the HDC without any objection. The staff has recommended approval. We've reviewed the conditions in the staff report, and we'd be happy to accept all those conditions as provided. And I'm here if you have any questions. We'd ask that you approve the 2 forms of relief requested.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is it a pre-existing lot?
It is.
The lot was created 2016.
It was created under the 81L provision.
I understand that.
So
So that it pre-exists what though? Doesn't pre-exist zoning.
no, it's
That count, it counts?
it counts. It's given pre-existing
I'll take
non-conforming
it.
status.
I'll take it.
Yeah, we added that provision in the code so that those lots are considered grandfathers.
My other issue is though, a butter is the owner. He could move that lot line that's dividing the main house and the little cottage. And he could move the cottage and it could be zoning compliant, at least for setback.
It's a very tight lot. It's only 1,000.
No, it's like the remainder is like 4,900, 4,800, something like that.
He can't move the southerly lot line. That's a hard lot line.
No, the westerly.
Yeah, the westerly is compliant.
It will be with the stairs
It
too?
will be. The exception to the definition of a structure in the bylaw says stairs that are less than 20 square feet of area in the setback and are no closer than 3 feet are exempt from structures. So that staircase is zoning compliant. It's the southerly lot line that, due to its unique shape, topography, can't comply.
See, I do have a problem with, I mean, it's unique shape, but it's a shape that the applicant made. But that's allowed, okay?
And when under the zoning code now that we have the exception for 4181L that once we create those lots,
They count as-
they're considered pre-existing
Okay.
non-conforming
All right.
as if they're lots of record.
Okay, thanks.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Actually, Madam
Sure.
Chair, through you, how long do you think the project will take? Hypothetically, I mean, is this going to be done within the, I know we have the prohibition between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Is it going to bleed into, think it's going to bleed into Memorial Day of 2024?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's already contacted a contractor and we're ready to go. So hopefully this could all be buttoned up before next spring.
Actually, my only other comment is I'm surprised we haven't seen more of these with floodplain regulations.
I feel like we will have more of them.
Yeah.
It's a valid concern. Do you want to entertain putting the time restriction?
I mean, I think it's now, this is the problem, not having the hard copy.
I'm gonna look it up.
Is I think the staff reports, it's of no exterior construction during Memorial Day and Labor Day of any given year. So that's
okay.
fine. I think those are great.
Anyone on the Zoom? Elisa or Lisa, have any questions or comments for the applicant?
I don't have any questions or comments. I mean, I'm not a big proponent of creating existing non-conforming lots that are grandfathered through the 4181L process, but I guess until zoning changes to disallow that, doesn't appear that there's much we can do about it. So that would be my only comment. And then I only have one question for you, Susan. I texted you, maybe you could respond.
What was that last bit, Lisa?
Oh, just, can you respond to my text after this hearing? After this application?
Okay. Okay. Does it have to do with this application?
No, it has to do with, I just don't have any paperwork with me. So I'm not looking at anything. I only thought I was getting onto Bank Street. So, and I'm not here next month.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's better just to have Mark sit
Madam
as
Chair,
opposed to me.
we can activate Mark Poor for this.
Okay.
He is on, and he did tell me he had all the materials to review.
Okay, so why don't we do that?
Yeah, that would be great, Billy, because I didn't bring anything with me. So I'm not looking at any plans. It's a little bit, I understand the application, but it's hard to follow without the site plan.
Okay,
Okay, let's do that then.
and one
Okay.
other quick point, we
Okay.
will need 2 votes, one for the special
Right,
permit, one for the variance.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. I'm going to sign off then. Thank you.
thank you. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Just gonna take Lisa off, so we have 1, 2, 3. So Elisa, you're still there, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so this board will be Mark Poor. So we'll have Mark, John, Joe, myself, and Elisa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Elisa, did you have any questions or comments for the applicant?
I don't.
Mark, do you have any questions or comments for the applicant?
No comments.
Okay. Was there, I didn't see any additional mail on this one.
No, we received no abutters notification or abutters concerns.
Okay. And is there anyone in the audience, either online or in the building, that has anything to add for this one? No. Okay. I thought this was a pretty straightforward application, so I don't have any questions or comments either at this time. So at this point, I think we can entertain a motion. Let's do the special permit first. With the conditions proposed by staff. Would someone make that motion?
I'll make that motion that the special permit, that the extension, alteration, or structural change shall not be substantially more detrimental than the existing nonconformity. And that with the conditions suggested by staff in the staff report.
Okay. Would someone second?
I'll second.
And Joe seconds. Okay. I'll do a roll call vote. John,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Elisa,
I,
Mark,
Aye.
and myself, I. Okay, so that the special permit carries. And then we need a second vote for the variance request.
Would you like a motion, Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'll make the motion that variance is appropriate given owing to circumstances relating to the soil conditions, shape, topography of the land or structures, affecting such land or structures, but not affecting generally the zoning district. Literal enforcement of the provisions of the zoning bylaw would involve substantial hardship to the applicant. And that desirable relief may be granted without substantial detriment to the public good, without nullifying or derogating from the intent or purpose of the zoning bylaw, with the conditions recommended by staff.
Okay, and can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, and again, we'll do a roll call vote. So John,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Elisa,
I,
Mark,
Aye.
and myself, I. Okay, so that passes as well. Okay,
Great, thank you.
thank you.
Madam Chair, I represent the owner of the property in this, when she purchased this real estate, and in another capacity, so I'm going to recuse myself from this
Okay.
one.
And I believe Michael is also recused on this one. So for this board, so we don't have, Lisa won't be here anyway next month. So we have Joe, Elisa, me, Mark. So we only have 4. for this one?
There are a couple options. You could go here. You can have 4 people listen to this, and if you don't come to a decision today, someone could mull it in at the next meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Or the applicant can choose to go forward with just 4 for now, or they can choose to continue to October.
Do you understand?
I
what it-
do. So I need all 4 members to vote in yay or whatever.
Right.
To be approved.
Or if it looks like we're gonna need to more information, or it's.
Yep.
Then you can exercise your right to request a continuance, and then someone can read in for
Okay.
October. Okay, so would you like to proceed?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. If you can just introduce yourself and give us some background on the application, that would be great.
Great. So my name is Benjamin Normand. This is at 5 North Beach Street. Existing cottage is a 1930s cottage with a 2007 edition on it. We are in the floodplain. We are in a non-conforming lot in the CN district. If any of you are familiar with that strip of North Beach Street, it is primarily residential. The direct abutters are residential structures, and beyond are residential structures. And this 1930s cottage has been a residential dwelling since its creation in 1930. The project proposal is to move off the existing cottage in the 2007 plus or minus addition to a homeowner in Sconset. Then the new construction of a new residential structure on the property. I should step back and mention that the existing cottage has pre-existing non-conforming aspects regarding side yard setback. I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but they exist. When the existing cottage gets moved away, obviously those are no longer there, and the proposed structure meets all side and rear setbacks. So the proposal in front of you is related to the CN district or classification of this zone. Again, it's been used continuously for nearly 90 years.
Closer to the mic, please.
Okay, it's been primarily, used since the 1930s as a residential structure. We'd like to maintain that use, but because it's a CN district, that's not a allowable use. So we're looking for a variance to continue that use once the new structure is built. And I've read through the staff report, and we're happy with the recommendation and all the stipulations that get applied to that. The new dwelling will not be complete by next Labor Day, but of course, we would stop construction so that there would be no construction during that Labor Day to Memorial Day window.
Joe, do you have any questions for the applicant?
No, I'm fine with this.
Okay. Elisa, do you have any questions or comments?
I do, and I might not have heard that properly. Did the applicant say that the new structure will comply with all the setbacks?
Yes.
Yes.
And you're just asking for the old zoning to apply to the new construction?
Yes, we're requesting that the residential use of the structure, because we're moving the existing residential use off, that we would lose that grandfather, but we're requesting that residential use carry into the new construction.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
Elisa, if you look at page 5 of the staff report with the 3-point part test, did that
Yes.
for you? Okay. Mark, do you have any questions or comments for the applicant? Mark, are you there? Nikki, is Mark still on? Oh, good.
Mark,
I am still here. I have no questions.
Okay, great. Okay, and there's no additional mail from any abutters with any concerns. Given the feedback from the board, I don't see anyone in the audience who is here to speak on this one. Is there anyone online who's looking to give public comment on this? Nikki, is there anyone online? That's okay.
no, not at this time.
Okay, so given that there's no, it doesn't seem like there's any voiced objections from the board, would you like us to entertain a motion?
Yes, please.
Okay, so would someone want to make the motion for,
I will.
okay,
I will make a motion to approve this application as submitted.
with the, okay, with the conditions recommended by staff? on the
Yes.
staff report? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Elisa makes the motion. I heard Joe second. Okay, so when I call your name, if you're in favor, please say aye. Elisa,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
myself, aye. Okay, that passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Madam Chair,
Oops, sorry.
point of order, Mr. Bodett did request a continuance of the final of 5 Surfside Drive.
Okay. So would someone make a motion to grant the continuance requested for application 13-23 Surfside Drive LLC, 5 Surfside Drive?
So moved.
Okay, so John makes
I'll
that
second.
motion, Joe seconds. Okay, so when I call your name, please say aye to grant that continuance. John,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Elisa,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
myself, aye. Okay, so that is continued to October. And, oh, so we do need to elect officers. Do we want to do that now or do we want to wait?
It might make sense to wait for a more complete board.
Sure. Okay, so we'll punt that off to October. Unless anyone has anything else, seeing that we have no other business, we could adjourn if someone makes that motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, John makes a motion, Joe seconds. If you're in favor of adjourning, please say aye. John,
Aye.
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
Myself, aye. Elisa,
Aye.
Mark. Okay. I think that's enough anyway, right? I think we're adjourning. Okay, and adjourned. Thank you, everyone. We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.